Guys, this is a video of a reading from La Vie en Bleu. The afternoon passed by with me deep in thought. Every moment since I left Bleu replayed in my mind. The reason why, the real reason, tormented me with a blow-by-blow account. Over and over I ran the pivotal moments in my life as though somehow it would resolve my issues, change my choices, make the howlers go away. Why did a mind do that? Why did it dig out regrets, embarrassments, and broken dreams? What was the point in torturing me with them now? I had not even paid attention to the nature speech. Rebecca was quite disappointed that the only people there had been of pension age. What she'd been expecting, I had no idea. I had just paddled, recriminated myself, paddled some more, brooded, and, well, paddled. "I think we will stop for the evening soon," Bleu said to me. She had been observing my sullen mood in silence, letting me have peace to think. I had felt her watching me. I would like to initiate Rebecca first, though, oui? I grinned. My mood lifted at the thought. Oh, she'll love that. Bleu nodded and banged her paddle on the side of the boat, alerting Babs. "We have a newcomer to the river, no?" Babs' face lit up, and she paddled them over to us. "She will need to pass the test, oui?" Rebecca screwed up her face. "What are you two weeing and nodding about now?" Feigning seriousness, I kept my voice deadpan. "You need to be introduced to the Charbonnet family tradition." "What does that mean?" Rebecca looked from Babs to Bleu. "What are you going to do to me? If it involves traffic cones, I would like to warn you that I have outcome." "My little English Klaire." Babs got to her feet. The boat wobbled ever so slightly. She launched into a raucous version of a camping song that Bleu's forefathers had passed down. "Karaoke?" Rebecca raised her eyebrows at me. Bleu got to her feet without causing the slightest movement and sang out with gusto the required response. Rebecca's face was a picture. In all fairness, the song sounded more like a tribal challenge of some sort. "You," Bleu said, pointing to me. "Do you love the Ardèche?" I got to my feet, the boat wobbling until I remembered how to keep my balance. "Oui, mon capitaine." "Do you love France?" Her voice bounced back off the cliff faces, drawing looks from the few kayakers paddling by. "Oui, mon capitaine." I remembered that I had to salute. "Prove it." I stood on the lip of the boat with my feet, remembering not to close my eyes, keep my balance, core strength, focus on Bleu. With a grin, I bellowed out La Marseillaise. It was at least the first verse and chorus that I knew. It didn't matter that I was singing about invaders and what the French army wanted to do to them. As I got to the chorus, I gave it everything I had. It made me feel giddy and light, like I had back then, just turned 19 and helplessly in love. It was the same sensation of freedom. I finished with gusto. I got a hearty applause from the nearby paddlers and saluted them with a wink. "What do you think, Babs?" Bleu said. She looked as impressed as she had as that day on the train, her eyes hungry. "Does she pass?" Babs grinned, clapping. I could have sworn she had a tear in her eye. "She could not fail with that one, no?" Bleu nodded solemnly. "Very well. You pass." "Merci, mon capitaine." I carefully sat back down and looked at Rebecca's astonished expression. "Wow, Pip, where did that come from?" Laughing, I leaned over and squeezed her shoulder. "Experience. You'll understand in a minute." Bleu and Babs, who were still standing, motioned at Rebecca. "Up, up." Babs rocked the boat, making Rebecca grip on. Okay already," she muttered, pulling herself to her feet. "Do you love the Ardèche?" Rebecca looked at me, and I nodded in encouragement. "Oh, yeah." Bless her. "Pardon?" Babs said, putting a hand to her ear. I saluted to try and help her. "Right," Rebecca said. "Oh, yeah, mon capitaine." Bleu and Babs looked at each other. Oh, dear, poor Rebecca. Babs dipped her leg. Rebecca lurched to the side. Splash. "What did you do that for?" Rebecca spluttered out the river water as Babs gave her a hand back into the kayak. "Perhaps you will do better with the next question, oui?" Rebecca flicked water at Babs, but I could see the twinkle in her eyes. The hint of challenge sparked between them. "You betcha." Rebecca got to her feet once more, the boat wobbling. Do you love France? Oui, mon capitaine. Impressive. She sounded like a soldier. Babs looked impressed too. I made another saluting gesture, and Rebecca managed to get it in before the French court threw her overboard. Prove it. I don't know the anthem, Rebecca hissed at me. Oh, it's okay. You can sing anything. Right, Rebecca mumbled. On the lip. Right. I nodded. Bonne chance. The boat wobbled and swayed as she tried to stay upright. Eventually she steadied herself. It had taken me a few tries when I'd first done it, but Rebecca was more talented in sporty things. Well, okay, we had France, now I gotta do my own thing. I laughed. Rebecca was a patriot through and through, so out came God Save Our Queen at the top of her lungs. She didn't need encouraging. She sang it with all such feeling that I had a lump in my throat. The woman had the St. George cross tattooed on her heart, I swore. What was that? Babs asked, even though she'd clearly enjoyed it as much as Byrne. I looked at the paddlers, who clapped in respect for Rebecca's verve. Byrne and Babs sighed heavily in unison. That does not prove you love France, Babs said. Of course it does, Rebecca shot back. I love it enough to share my own heart with it. Ooh, nicely played. That stumped them. They looked at the audience. Dip or dry? Babs asked. The young boy in the front cheered for the dip, while his father gave a reprieve. The mother in the second boat was with her son, but the little girl was on Rebecca's side. It is a tie. What do you think, baby? Babs asked. It was a high-tension moment. To dip or dry was a very important question. Byrne looked Rebecca up and down. Well, she has a good voice, but her choice is awful. It is up to you. Babs grinned. Rebecca grabbed for her, pulled her over. The kayak tipped. Splash. Both of them were dunked. It was so funny that I had to hold on to my aching sides. The family cheered as Rebecca surfaced. That'll teach you, she shot at Babs, splashing more water at her. Babs swam over and dunked her under. More cheers from the family. I think she is holding her own, Byrne whispered at me. I think Babs is smitten. Rebecca had a way about her that made women adore her. She was cheeky, cocky, confident, but sweet. Babs was the kind of woman who could make women do almost anything for her. She was dashing, vivacious, curvaceous, and exuded confidence, but right now she looked a little doe-eyed. You are too quick to decide. Rebecca looks captivated herself. No? Rebecca was chuckling. Her helmet on the wonk, her vest hanging open with sunblock dribbling down her nose. Her eyes were locked on Babs, eyes that glinted with joy. Byrne was right. Rebecca looked smitten too. Good thing you saved the kayak from tipping completely, I said. Looks like someone's lost their tent. Byrne looked at the bobbing cover and smiled. Babs, I believe someone is showing a tent tonight, no? Babs swam over to the tent. Uh-oh. I recognize that patch. It seems Mademoiselle may need some shelter for the night. Babs nudged Rebecca, who nodded. She will need a roof over her head. Oui? I guess so. She'll probably sleep with me. It's only right that Byrne offers her a place to stay. No? Byrne said, her hand clamped over Rebecca's mouth. Rebecca went to shake her head, but Babs dunked her. Baby, you are the guide. You are the one who helps. Byrne met my eyes. We would not wish Rebecca to lose sleep. Oh, it's okay, I said. I sleep with her all the time.